Welcome back to our Scalar tutorial series. My name is Mik Knight, and I am one of the spring and summer 2022 student assistants at the Digital Humanities Center located in the library. In this video, I will be introducing you to the general page layouts in Scalar. Previously in our Scalar tutorial series, I guided us through the process of creating a simple book with Scalar by uploading media, adding text, and creating a page using the basic layout function. Like I mentioned, in this tutorial, I will be covering the following: using key images in your book to diversify your page layouts and assigning your Scalar page one of the general layout options, including basic, image header, splash, book splash, and finally, the visual path layout. In order to diversify the layouts in your Scalar project, it is helpful to become familiar with the general layouts offered. The default when creating a page is to use the basic layout. But by learning about key images, we can easily use the remaining four options, image header, splash, book splash, and visual path, for creating different layouts in our Scalar book. To begin, I'm going to introduce you to key images. You can select any image in your book to serve as the header image when using the image header layout, or as the background image when you use the splash and book splash layouts. When you open Scalar, select the title of the book that you would like to add pages to. From the home page of your book, click on the Add New Page or the plus sign icon to open the template for creating a new page in your book. Selecting the Add New Page icon will also prompt you to fill out the details for your new page in the back end of your book or your page's dashboard. For this demonstration, I will be focusing on the bottom section of the page, where we can establish details for a page outside of the basic text and media contents. In the previous tutorial, Creating a Simple Book 2, Assembling and Editing Pages, I walked us through the process of creating a page by using the basic layout where you can freely mix text and media. Head over to that tutorial video to watch me turn a blank page into this more dynamic book page using that basic layout function. Once you are a bit more familiar with using the basic layout option, building a page becomes pretty intuitive. But to make a more exciting page, or if you want to make your home page for your book or the introduction to a chapter, you're going to want to know how to set these larger images that take up more space and become more of a focal point on your page. So as I mentioned earlier, I'm going to lead you through the process of creating a key image to accomplish some of those more complex effects. In order to create a page using the image header, splash, and book splash layout, you will need to establish a key image for the page that you would like to format. To set a key image for the page you're working on, click on the drop-down menu in the Styling tab in the same section where you would select the page layout. From the Styling menu, go ahead and select the option for Key Image. Then you will see this prompt that says, choose an image from your library to use as the primary visual for the image header, visual path, splash, and book splash layouts. So I'm going to click on that box that says choose an image, and then another drop-down menu will appear with a list of all of the media that you have already uploaded to your Scalar book that is eligible to be used as a key image. What's really exciting about this option is it does not have to be a still image. You can use images, you can use GIFs, and you can also use short MP4 clips. Once you've selected your key image, confirm the layout you would like to use this image for by returning to the Layout tab. Click on the box that currently says Basic on my screen, and then select the option for Image Header from the types of layouts that show up in the drop-down menu. Now that I've selected the image header option, I can see a description of what this means, and this will show up for all of them. So it's really easy to figure out what exactly each of these titles represent if you just click through the list. So for the image header option, Scalar describes this as adding a large image at the top of the page. In the image header layout, the page's key image is shown as a header with the title and description of the page overlaid. The rest of the page follows the basic layout. Understanding how to work through that basic page layout is going to be a really helpful tool for going in and exploring the other general options. So now that you've selected a key image and you've established the layout of the page we're working on, so again, it was that first image we selected from the drop-down menu, and then confirming that we're using the image header layout. You can go ahead and select Save and View from the bottom right corner of the screen to see your new page layout in the front end of your book. And so now this is what it looks like on the front end of our book so far. The key image that I selected, which in this case is a GIF, is taking up that first top half of your screen until you scroll down and can look at the rest of the page. But it's a great focal point. It draws a lot of attention to the title of the page. This will be a good way to signal this kind of shift in topics, themes, presenters, stuff like that. Pages created using the image header layout can be approached similarly to the basic layout option. Like I've mentioned, once you've set the key image for the page's header, the remainder of the page can be used to freely mix text and media. Now I'm going to introduce you to the next option in our General Layouts tab. Click on the box again that says Basic, and now I'm going to select the option for Splash from the types of layouts in the drop-down menu. Using the Splash layout, the key image will take up the whole screen with the page's title at the bottom center. This may be a good option if you're starting a new chapter or section of your book, or before showcasing another person's work within a group project that you may be using Scalar for. Once again, we're going to want to select a key image from the Styling tab. So I'm going to go over to the Styling tab, and from that drop-down menu, select Key Image. And in this example, I'm selecting an image that I previously uploaded with the URL importer that's titled Library Pick. So I'm going to go ahead and click that option that's highlighted in blue on my screen. And now I can see the thumbnail. So now I can see this little preview of what my image will look like. This is going to be much bigger. It's going to take up my whole page once I hit Save and View. Now I click on Save and View, and here's what it's looking like on the front end. And then once I hit Save and View, this is what my image is looking like from the front end. As you can see, there is no text available other than the title. So even if I were to go back when I'm editing in my page's dashboard and add any sort of body text to it, it won't show up once I hit Save and View. Using the Splash or Book Splash option does make the media that you've selected take up the full Scalar page, which leads me into the Book Splash option. So this is almost identical to the Splash option, but this one is specifically intended to be used as the front cover of your book. From that homepage, I'm going to select the Edit Page icon from the header bar to give my book a front cover using the Book Splash layout. Again, I'm scrolling down, and at the bottom of my page dashboard, I click on the box that says Basic, and now I'm selecting the option for Book Splash from the layouts in that drop-down menu. Scalar describes Book Splash as shows a full screen cover for your book. In the Book Splash layout, the page's key image, either its own or one inherited from its parent, is shown full screen with the book's title and authors at the bottom. When you create a page using Book Splash, it's going to have your book's title, it's going to have the name of the authors or contributors to the book, and if you decide to make it a path, you will also see a button under that title and author's name that allows readers to click and continue into the pages of your book, which we're going to be going over in another tutorial. Again, select a key image, but this time choose the media that you would like to serve as the front cover of your book. Then you're going to click on Save and View to see your book's new front page. So in this case, I'm going to select this option from within the Digital Humanities Center titled DHC Monitors. And from that bottom right corner, clicking that blue button for Save and View. And here is the new front cover of my book. So as you can see, I have my full title, so that's showing this title and subtitle or description option. And then it's also showing my name since I'm the only author of this book in particular. I do want to revisit and do a little comparison of the Splash versus Book Splash option. The only visual difference between the Splash and Book Splash layouts is the presence of the name of the authors or contributors to your project under the title of the page while using the Book Splash option. So these are really similar, which you can see reflected here. And finally, I'm going to introduce you to the visual path feature, which uses key images from other pages to host a visual guide to one of your paths. This layout is the most complex of the general layout options and is unique because it serves both as a layout in this page and as the parent of a new path. To learn more about paths in Scalar, check out our tutorials on the benefits of creating paths within your project. So this time for my drop-down menu, I'm selecting Visual Path. By selecting the option for Visual Path from the drop-down menu, this blank page that we've started with becomes the parent or the starting page of a new path. Now this time, rather than going straight for styling and selecting a key image, I'm going to go next to Layout to the Relationships tab. When I click on the box that says Relationships, a smaller drop-down menu appears from which I'm going to select that first option that says Path. Now, for creating a visual path, we're going to have to select the pages that you would like to be included in the path. So in this case, I'm selecting the pages Welcome to the Library, the Digital Humanities Center is cool, and the Digital Humanities Initiative at SDSU. So you can see what this looks like using 3 different pages that have 3 different layouts. Now I'm going to click the blue box in the lower right corner that says Add Selected. And now the titles of the pages included in this visual path are listed in the Relationships tab at the bottom of the page that we're currently creating or editing. Then, repeating similar steps that we've taken before, we're going to select Save and View, but this time we're going to be brought to the front end of this page where we're going to see previews of the pages that were selected to be included in the visual path through that Relationships tab. So on the left side of my screen, I have the page titled Sample Visual Path, where you can see the 3 pages that were added to this page through the Relationships tab. Starting with Welcome to the Library, we can see a preview of the key image that was selected. Next, you can see the preview for the Digital Humanities Center is cool. And finally, the preview for the Digital Humanities Initiative at SDSU, which does not have a key image listed, so it shows up as this gray box that my readers can click on. And that concludes the General Layouts tutorial. Thank you for joining me and happy editing.